Cricket, cocaine, and crime. 3 words that should never meet, but did. And when they did, careers crumbled, reputations burned, and fans were left in disbelief.
Massive cocaine deal that eventually led to his alleged kidnap.
Former Australian cricketer Stuart MacGill guilty of taking part in the supply of cocaine in Sydney.
Today we pull back the curtain on cricket's darkest secrets. Stuart MacGill. Australia's forgotten leggy weapon, he played just 44 tests, but in that short span, he claimed 208 wickets, a strike rate better than Shane Warne himself. Every time opportunity came, he delivered. 8 wickets in an innings against England in Sydney, 1999.
Here in Australia, at the SCG, and his initials are SCG. Here's a chance, mid-off, McGrath, and he's gone. He's got 5 for Stuart MacGill. He's well-named SCG MacGill.
5 wicket hauls across the cricketing world. He was the man in the shadows, but never second best. And yet, his greatest downfall came not on the field, but far away from it. In April 2021, in the car park of his partner's restaurant in Sydney, MacGill made a single introduction. Not a leg break, not a googly, but a handshake that connected a drug dealer to his partner's brother. That introduction set in motion a cocaine deal worth 330,000 Australian dollars. The court heard that MacGill never touched the drugs. He never handled a dollar of the money. But prosecutors argued his role was indispensable. Without him, the deal would never have happened. In March 2025, the jury found him guilty of participating in the supply of a prohibited drug. He was acquitted of the larger charge, conspiracy to supply a commercial quantity, but the damage was done.
Australian cricketer Stuart MacGill guilty of taking part in the supply of cocaine in Sydney.
2 months later, in May 2025, the verdict came down. No prison. Instead, a 22-month intensive corrections order to be served in the community.
Stuart MacGill to a 1-year and 10-month imprisonment to be served in the community.
Nearly 500 hours of community service. And just like that, the man once remembered for ripping through batting lineups is now remembered for a single catastrophic misjudgment. He was the leg spin legend who rivaled spin kings on the global stage, but could not outdo his own choices. Chris Lewis, England's enigma. He played 32 tests, took 93 wickets, scored more than 1,100 runs, a brilliant fielder, a lively medium-fast bowler.
And that's it. That's a half-century for Chris Lewis. Good, crisp off-drive. His highest test score.
And in Chennai, 1993, under brutal heat, he battled for hours, scoring an unforgettable unbeaten 117 against India. For a moment, he looked like the future of English cricket. But inconsistency plagued him. Form slipped, and by the late 90s, his international career had fizzled out. And when the spotlight went dark, desperation crept in. December 8th, 2008, Gatwick Airport. Customs officers stopped him. In his cricket kit were fruit juice tins. Inside them, liquid cocaine. Street value, £140,000. In May 2009, Chris Lewis was convicted of drug smuggling. The sentence, 13 years in prison. He would serve 6. When he walked free in 2015, he didn't hide. He didn't run. Instead, he owned his mistakes. He partnered with the Professional Cricketers Association, telling his story, warning young athletes about the dangers of quick money and poor choices. For Chris Lewis, redemption didn't come through wickets or runs. It came through honesty, through using his downfall to guide others away from the same path. He was once England's enigma. Today, a cautionary tale with a second chance. David Murray, the son of Sir Everton Weekes, cricketing royalty. A wicketkeeper blessed with fast hands, sharp reflexes, and the rare courage to stand up to the fearsome fast bowlers of his era. Malcolm Marshall, Andy Roberts, Michael Holding, Joel Garner, names that struck fear into batsmen's hearts. Yet behind the stumps, Murray made it look effortless. From 1973 to 1982, he appeared in 19 tests and 10 ODIs for the West Indies, scoring 3 Test 50s, including a gutsy 84 in Mumbai in 1978. With the gloves, he was crisp. With the bat, reliable. For a moment, it seemed he would carry on his father's legacy with pride. But shadows followed him. He discovered marijuana in his early teens. The habit, he later admitted, helped him focus during long workdays on the field, though it steadily chipped away at his discipline and commitment. By the late 1970s, cocaine had taken root. He frequently missed team meetings. On the 1981 to 82 tour of Australia, he even turned up without his kit as 12th man. Team management finally had enough. In 1983, Murray made the fateful decision to join a rebel tour to apartheid-era South Africa. He received $125,000 for it, but the consequences were severe. He was banned from cricket for life. Back home, he was labelled a traitor, ostracised, and his marriage collapsed. He returned to Barbados, where life grew difficult. He drifted through the beaches, grappling with drug addiction and selling small amounts to survive, a brilliant talent undone by personal demons. David Murray died in November 2022, aged 72. In his final moments, he was watching the Football World Cup with friends, a quiet end for a man once destined for greatness. Once a rising star behind the stumps, later a cautionary figure. A reminder that discipline cannot be overlooked, and that choices, after all, define a legacy. A game built on patience, precision, and discipline keep colliding with crime. For some, it's the pressure, the expectation of millions. Careers can rise and fall on a single delivery. And when that spotlight fades, the silence can be deafening. For others, it's money. Despite cricket's billion-dollar industry today, many players of past eras didn't retire wealthy. A 2019 survey by the Federation of International Cricketers Associations revealed that over 60% of retired cricketers faced financial stress within 5 years of quitting the game. Without a steady income, some individuals pursued quick fixes. For many individuals, the absence of guidance becomes apparent once the cheering stops. Careers often end in their 30s, far younger than most professions. The Professional Cricketers Association in England reported that 1 in 4 former players struggle with addiction or mental health issues after retirement. The game elevates them into stars. But when the lights dim, temptation lurks. Fast money, dangerous friends, risky decisions. And the result? Broken careers, shattered reputations, empty legacies. From Stuart MacGill in Australia, to David Murray in the Caribbean, to Chris Lewis in England. Different countries, same story. The vicious cycle persists. The greatest battles in cricket don't always take place on the field. Sometimes they're fought off it in courtrooms, in back alleys, and within the players themselves. If this video had you hooked, just check out this next selection on our Cricket Crafter channel.